What's going on, people? What's going on, family? You're watching Sports Talk with BWatts. I'm your host, Bernard Watts. You got to do my favor. You already know. You got to do me a solid. Hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. Hit that notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I go live or drop a video. This is Tuesday night. Got Uncle Steve tonight. JR is on Christmas vacation with his family. We wish him well. I got the #1 chat room on YouTube. We getting ready to talk about Shedeur Sanders. Has he shown enough to be a franchise quarterback? And also, we're going to talk about Coach Prime and the Colorado football team. So at this time, I would like to say happy holidays to all of you, as well as your entire family. And I hope you have a Merry Christmas. Let me give you an update on my live show. I won't be able to do a live show tomorrow nor Thursday. I'll be back doing the live show on Friday. I got a lot of things lined up for tomorrow and on Christmas with my loved ones and family. Won't be around, but I'll be dropping them videos. I'll at least drop 2 during tomorrow and Thursday on Christmas. So at this time, I'm saying advance to you. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. All right. That's all I got. Now, let's see who is in this chat. Miss Jackie is in the chat. Mike, what's going on? Miss Don Adam is in the building. Appreciate you. I love CC is in the building. She's saying happy holidays to all. Patty Lee, Miss Crystal Wise Williams. I love CC saying, what's up, MSD. What's going on, MSD? How you doing? Main 94. Appreciate you. Appreciate y'all tonight. Appreciate tonight. Y'all hit that like button for me if you don't mind. David Brown Jr., what's going on? How you feeling? Appreciate you. Who else we got here? Poker Face Zero is in the building. Ring my bell. What's going on? Got Uncle Steve tonight. Miss Johnson's in the building. Appreciate y'all. So at this time, if y'all don't mind, say happy holidays to Uncle Steve on this Tuesday night, if you don't mind. Bad Cleveland, what's going on? And to the family. Miss K. What's up, Miss K? Yeah, she said JR stay on vacation. Yeah, you know JR. Yeah, that's one thing he gonna let me know is that BWatts. I ain't gonna have my stuff with me, man, but I'm gonna be tuning in. Miss Hall, what's going on? Big Red, what's going on? Everybody in the chat, you got to give it up to Uncle Steve. Happy holidays to him and his family. Miss Smiley Mom, what's going on? Appreciate you tonight. Miss Carolyn Shepherd. I think I got everybody. I believe I do. Reverend Nelson, my dog, is in the building. Marvin, what's going on, Marvin? Let me bring Unc up and we finna get into it. Miss Inez Green is in the building. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate the love tonight. I really do. All right, let's get into it. All right, Maka Lockhart saying, what's up, Unc? Happy holidays to him. There you go. There he is, the one and only. Happy holidays to you, Doc.
What's going on, BWatts? I hope everything going well with you. Hope you're going to have enjoyable holidays with you and your family. So to all the people out in the chat, we congratulate you. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you.
Dog, boy, that dude sound like he's in a radio station. That boy got the real deal. Boy. Man, we was sitting back, me and my friend, we was sitting back watching. I thought about you, boy. I like the Knock Knock made it this show. She still watching it. Well, she in that room over there. We watching the capture of Bin Laden. Woohoo! Navy SEALs, that Navy SEAL 6. Boy, them boy bad. Them boy bad, huh?
They bad. They
bad, man. Neptune something. That's my first time watching it, man. That was a good movie,
great
man.
Show.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I gotta get back in there and watch that thing. All right, let's get into it. We ain't gonna hold everybody long. All right. Well, look like they trying to move the goalposts on my dog. That's Shedeur Sanders. They trying to say he can't read defense. They trying to say he can't throw wide receivers over, and they want to know has he shown enough to be a franchise quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Talk to me, huh? Have Shedeur shown enough to Andrew Berry and whoever making decisions that he can be a franchise quarterback for the Cleveland Browns?
Well, let's do this here, BWatts. Let's ask them the question. Have they done everything it takes for them to be a competent franchise? Name one quarterback that they've created. Name one quarterback that they've recognized. Name one quarterback that they can even say are affiliated with them that was successful. And I'll tell you this one here, BWatts. We doing all this. What Shedeur needs to do. Does Kevin Stefanski have a winning record in the NFL?
Maybe about one or two. That's about it.
Okay. No, I'm talking about total. It's total. It's
to my total. Oh, no.
oh,
No. It's been what,
and
6 years? He ain't won
yes.
6, man. No. He ain't won 6 games in 2 years.
So, and my next question is, where do they rank as far as their talent on their team in the NFL when it comes to the general manager? Where do they rank when it comes to their talent that they have on their team? Are they ranked like 30, 31, 32 as far as talent
31?
in the NFL?
31.
So you're ranked 31 in the NFL with talent. You got a losing coach. You got a losing culture. You got fans that been beat so much that they used to losing. So they got the Stockholm syndrome. They used to it. So they getting beat all the time. And this is the funny part about it. You've been there 6 years. You gave away a MVP type quarterback in Baker. And then you brought in one that was winning football games in Deshaun Watson, and now he can't. Now he looked like Space Ghost.
Yep.
And you're telling me I have to answer a question about, is Shedeur Sanders capable of being a franchise quarterback? Hell, are they capable of running an organization? We're asking the wrong questions. And then the next thing, well, let's ask the Indians. When the Indians saw those people coming over on that boat, and they told them, "Oh, we come in a friendly fashion," were they telling the truth to the Indians? So where are the Indians at right now? when those people were in Alabama, Tuskegee, and they gave them the worst case of syphilis, and then told them that they was giving them something else, and then didn't give them a treatment for it, are those the same people?
Yeah, that messed up, huh?
Are we talking about the same people who in Los Angeles brought in crack cocaine to the people, and then say we got a drug epidemic? Them folks, they're animals, and they blah blah blah. But you brought it into America and gave it to them. So all I'm saying is this one here, people. Why are we talking about what they saying? They've lied. They continue to lie, and they gonna keep on lying. It's in them. It's in them. People with power thinks they can do anything they want to because they will give. This is what they do, BWatts. They'll get somebody that look like you to get on there and say, "Yeah, Shedeur got all these faults." But let me ask you, Mr. BWatts, did he play somebody in a football game who played with the Buffalo Bills? Does that guy have an MVP?
Yes, sir.
Okay, did that guy turn around and run backwards and get stopped on the 1-yard line and get sacked?
He sure did.
He turned around and went backwards and got sacked at the 1-yard line. But we criticized Shedeur Sanders, who was throwing the trash cans, and you give him an offensive line in which one guy looked like he had the runs and he was doo-dooing on himself, so that's why he didn't block. He probably had something in his pants. He was so scared. And you got the audacity that I have to prove. And this is why I say, BWatts, this is where we do Shedeur Sanders a disservice. We're on here acting like he should be Tom Brady. But Tom Brady wasn't Tom Brady until he got a competent offensive line, till he had a competent coach, till he had a competent culture, till he had a Super Bowl winning team. You're not going to be successful in the NFL with doo-doo. And we are the worst of having these unrealistic expectations. And I'm not, see, I ain't touched Shedeur, but let me go with Shedeur Sanders. This is why I laugh at BWatts. This is where I get him at. I said, if Shedeur Sanders is not the answer, is he the best quarterback in the locker room right now? And the
Right.
answer is yes.
Yes,
Because
sir.
if you go by the numbers, he is. If you go by the numbers, yeah, absolutely he is. So if he's the best you got in your locker room, and then this is the next thing I tell him, well, who are y'all talking about drafting?
Mm.
What are Mendoza's numbers? Because I submit to y'all need to realize this one here. It was a quarterback at Indiana before Mendoza got there. And that quarterback lost one game. That quarterback lost one game with Indiana. He lost two when the playoffs come, but that quarterback didn't lose number one game. So how great is Mendoza? The quarterback before him lost just one game. I saw Mendoza in California. Even there now at Indiana, he don't have the numbers of Shedeur Sanders.
Nah.
He don't have the offensive line that Shedeur Sanders had.
Mm.
He don't have the coaches that Shedeur Sanders had. So all I'm saying is this one here. And please don't name Dante Moore, because Dante Moore was on the Dylan Gabriel beat Dante Moore out when he was at Oregon. So you
Yeah,
can't name
that's crazy.
he so people, we're too busy trying to defend Shedeur Sanders when they should defend themselves. Until you get competent, you're not going to come to me with your incompetence and you want to tell me about a young man that's competent. And my next question is this one here. Who wants to come to Cleveland anyway? You got a young man that wants to be there, that has ingratiated himself within that culture, within that environment. And you got the audacity now to tell us and this is what I laugh at. Somebody said,
Mm.
sound like that person in the yellow house. Somebody said, man, miss me with that crap. Y'all can listen to him if you want to. Y'all still believe in the Easter Bunny. Y'all believe in Santa Claus. Hell, I don't believe in either. If a white man come down my chimney and he coming down there, he gonna get some ho ho ho. He gonna get some bullet bullet bullet. So you can leave that alone. Back to you, BWatts.
Yeah, man. It's nice to work out there when it comes to Shedeur, man. I don't know why they keep moving that goalpost on my dog. Like just like you said, he wanna be there. And I guarantee you, if Dante Moore see where the Cleveland Browns gonna draft number 2, he ain't gonna come out. He ain't coming out. He don't want to go there. Yeah, that's where quarterbacks go to die. And just like you said, Dante Moore couldn't even beat out Dylan Gabriel. What that tell you? What that tell the scout report? Huh? He out there throwing bombs last week against who? JMU. Man, he ain't played nobody. Them teams shouldn't even be in the playoff. You know? But it is what it is. All right, Uncle Steve, when we do look at Shedeur, when we do look at the situation he's in, and we look at the Cleveland Browns, what do the Cleveland Browns need to show Shedeur going forward as a QB1?
Well, what they need to do is you need to have conversation with the young man, and you need to let him know that you care.
Okay.
It's about their actions. I could care less about what they say. I need to see their actions, and their actions need to be this. Barry needs to come and say, we're invested in you. We want the best for you, and we are going to do everything possible within this organization to make sure you're successful. Because I'll put it to you this way. G. Bush said it perfectly. Andrew Barry, your job's on the line. You might get rid of Steph Nasty this year, but Mary Kay and the guy who loves Steph Nash, who always comes on there, who thrashes Shedeur, who be on the Ultimate Sports Show
Jason
or
Law,
whatever they
Jason
are.
Law, Jason
Yeah,
Law.
Jason. And my point is, it's gonna be like they're going to attack Andrew Barry. That you're gonna think Andrew Barry is gonna be Marion Barry. The way they're going to attack him. They're going to come at him on everything. They are going to attack this young man. They're going to talk about him, and they're going to say, well, you can't blame Steph Nasty no more. And that's what they're going to do. So he has to win. He has to win at least 6 games. And in order to win 6 games, Shedeur is your golden ticket. Because because look at it, BWatts, and you have to be real with yourself. If you look at it honestly, in their division, if you get Shedeur Sanders with that defense that they do have and you have a coach that comes in there like Mike Vrabel came into New England, that's competent, tough-nosed coach, and you got talent around a young quarterback, you can win in the NFL. You can win. I look at the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers don't have a better team than well, they got a better team, but they don't have better talent as far as superstar talent. When you got Myles Garrett and you got the other Ward and things like that, and then you go and invest in an offensive line, they don't need to score none but a few points. And when you have Shedeur and you have a competent offensive coordinator and you have a defensive coordinator that comes in there that can close the game up for you, but you also have a special teams. Because if you look at it, they special teams have lost them 4 games. 4 or 5 games special. Yeah, special team really lost them almost every game they played. But with that being said, now you come in and you put talent in there, young players. If you draft young players and you get undrafted players on your team, now your special teams become special because you got young players running down there, young players paying attention to detail that want to make the team and stay on the team. Your teams will get better, especially when you got a good coach. So all I'm saying is this one here: you have to feel wanted. Ask the ladies out there. Ask the ladies out in the chat right now. How does it feel when you're wanted? It feels good. Yeah, it feels good. Yeah, it feels good. It feels good, man. And you got to have the young man need to feel good. You got to feel wanted. And young ladies out there in the chat, you are wanted and you are needed, and we appreciate you. Back to you, BWatts.
All right, so Shedeur get ready to go up against Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers this weekend. What you think? How do you feel the outcome, or what do Shedeur need to do to continue to show not just the Cleveland Browns, but the NFL teams who watching him may need a quarterback and might want to make a trade for him? What do he need to do going into this game?
Well, what you have to do in this game, Shedeur needs to understand they're going to blitz him. They're going to blitz him, and what they have seen, they're gonna act like they're going to blitz, and they're going to drop their linebackers, outside linebackers. They're going to drop them back in coverage, because what they realize is this one here: if they can't run the football, if you can't run the ball, and the coach has relegated you to just running 5-yard routes and just dropping everything off, what they've realized, if they keep their hands in the air and they drop back 7 people, you got to go 80 yards, 90 yards down the field. And if you got 68 over there, shit, you might as well bring my son and put him over there if you got 68 over there. Cause y'all people have me laughing. If this guy can't last 2 seconds, we ought to call him the P. Diddy of offensive line, because he can only last 2 minutes. He the P. Diddy of the offensive line. He's a 2-minute brother, because that's all he can do. 2 minutes, 2 seconds. He can 2 seconds. He can only do 2 seconds. He go out there and say, "Hike, I'm done." Okay, that's what he did. He's the P. Diddy of offensive line, because it's only good for 2 seconds. Y'all got the audacity to tell me Shedeur Sanders should stand in there in that pocket and wait. Man, that boy be in the emergency room. You'll see that man. You'll see that man in the emergency room. Dylan will be playing for real. Dylan is so smooth. Dylan like Shedeur. Please don't go out there and do that again, because I've never played with these bombs, and he hasn't. Dylan has never played with these bombs, and that's what I tell folks, man. Y'all want Jesus out there. Man, you don't have angels in front of you blocking. You got invisible. You got the living dead. You got the living dead out there. You need ice walkers or something. And all I'm telling you, BWatts, Shedeur just needs to understand what I would do if I'm Shedeur. I would listen to what I'm saying. We're gonna run the football. Even if we can't run the football, we're gonna run the football. We're gonna keep doing it. And I'm gonna do some play action. And when I got an opportunity to go up top, I'm going off top, because you need to. Because one thing about Pittsburgh, they're aggressive on them cornerback Rams in them, and they can be had. They can be had because of that aggressive, and they don't respect them. Man, they don't respect Judy. They don't think nothing of Judy. So this is the perfect opportunity to get 2 shots over their head, because Aaron Rodgers scared. When I tell you, he see that boy coming across that Miles, coming across that man, them eyes get big. He go to cussing everybody out on the whole team. So if Cleveland come to play, which I think Miles is coming to play because he wants the sack record. Cleveland's gonna come play, and if the coach, this will let me know if they're serious, BWatts. If he takes Tiller off of the injury, the inactive thing, because he got a couple offensive linemen that can play, they're not gonna play him. And I'm like, it's ridiculous, man. But even if Shedeur has the scabs that he has on his team, he still needs to come out there and be smart. Shedeur, don't try to get yourself killed with 68 for Christmas. I give him a heart because he like that damn lion in the Wizard of Oz. He need a heart because he sure don't have done. And you can say whatever you want to. Oh man, you're a grown man. You 300 and some pounds, and them folks going through you like Metamucil go through an old man's bladder. So I ain't hearing nothing you got to say. Back to you, BY.
Yeah, man, you're right about that, man. He is. I don't understand why they keep rolling him out there, man. He get beat every play, man. Everybody doing breakdown films on him. If you go there on X, everybody doing breakdown films on Cam Robinson, the left tackle for the Cleveland Browns, and the way he been playing. He robbed them.
But it ensures BWatts what you have to realize. This goes along with their plan.
Yeah.
If you don't want somebody to be successful, you get it. Hey, you fighting in the Civil War. You get a black soldier's old guns that don't shoot, that's crooked and everything other, some bullets that probably don't even shoot, you get them there, and the other ones be in the back scared, and you give them the new guns, and they ain't gonna do nothing with it. But the ones who doing all the fighting is in the front. So all I'm telling you is this with him, man. It's a setup. And people can put it any way they want to. It's a setup. It's garbage. They're doing things to make sure he looks bad. But at the end of the day, when you're playing football, look at those NFL players. They see Shedeur. They like, man, you doing your thing. Because what I saw out there, y'all ain't got nothing. Look at it, BWatts.
Yeah.
They don't, bruh. I tell them, how did your boy Joe Flacco look in that offense?
Boy, he looked terrible.
But how did he look in Cincinnati's offense?
Look good.
He looked better than Joe Burrow on a couple games. When he threw almost 400 and some yards. And then your boy Chase had almost 200 yards in one game himself. So all I'm saying is, if you put people around that young man, and then this is the next thing, BWatts. How long has Shedeur been playing in the NFL?
That's just his first year, really. The 5 games. They ain't been practicing.
It ain't his first year because he didn't get to practice.
That's right.
He didn't get it, folks. I'm telling he didn't. And if it wasn't for the fact that Shedeur got money and had his own people to come out and his own personal trainers, oh, he'd be done. He'd be done in the NFL. He wouldn't have a chance. He'll be like that Thompson boy that they drafted, BTR, whatever they did, DTR, that they the Robinson. But he'll be like him. But thank goodness he got a dad and a mama, and he got some money in his pocket, and he was able to invest in himself. See, Shedeur invested in himself. And when you invest in yourself, you get a return of investments. And they weren't looking forward to that. And they also weren't looking forward to he's tough as nails. He got God on his side. And this is what they didn't figure. Some of y'all people stood together the first time ever. That's back in the 60s when we really had some good people that stood together. Y'all actually stood together and defended it. And they still can't believe that. How this little Malcolm X Joker sitting right here got all these people that'll follow. Because we understand you're not going to put your hands on God's children. I don't care what color you are. You're not going to do it. Back to you, BWatts.
All right, Steve, that's it for Shedeur's topic. Let's switch over and talk about Coach Prime and the Colorado football team. About 2 more weeks, that transfer portal got to open up. And there's some things that Coach Prime got to do to get this team back on track. We understand that the ones who planning on hitting that transfer portal were some good players. And my question to you is, can you name 2 players that projected to hit the transfer portal you would like to stay and why?
BWatts, the 2 players that I would name is this one here. I'd have to name that number 7. That number 7, I had to name him. And the reason I'd have to name Bayard is because of this one here. What he gave to that team. He was the one person that every game he gave it his all. And he wasn't collecting a check. That's what I liked about it. And I find it a little interesting too. The young men that got a little bravado and got a little something on their chest, they just don't get along at CU with certain coaches. And I'm like, I don't understand that. Coach, I can go through a few players, and I'm like the one to say, hey, I can do this. I'm him, or even if not saying I'm him, I deserve to be out here. And the first thing I'll say is I don't think they did him a service when he sat on that bench the first 4 games.
Yeah,
That's the first thing. And that's what I tell folks about the DEI hires and the YT hires was this here. You have incompetent people at times getting out there, getting the opportunity to play. And then you got the one who is overqualified, the best one, and you want to sit them down and tell them we need to see something. I don't get it. I do not get it. So let me go with Bayard. I love what he brought to the defense. I love the culture that he brought. I love the fact that he was one person that really showed that he wanted to be there. And then his commitment. That person, when you played with your arm broke, because I'll put you this one here. Where was McKinney? Where's McKinney? You paid him all that money, and I'm gonna go because you're getting paid money, so you can get mad at me. They getting paid money. If you're getting paid money, you're supposed to show up to work. Y'all take y'all butt and get a paycheck, and then tell your boss you ain't gonna show up to work, and I can guarantee you ain't gonna have a paycheck the following week because they getting rid of you. And all I'm saying is this one here. To me personally, what that guy provided and the example he is, and Coach Prime always say, he gave CU something, and CU should have gave him something. That's just me. That's number one. The second person gonna be a surprise that I would say. The second person to me would be Brandon David Swain. And I'm gonna say Brandon David Swain is because this one here. I truly believe with him, his upside is gonna be tremendous. His upside being this one here. If it was me, I would have kept him on the end and kept putting weight on him, and it would have made him more effective as a player, because you should have put those seniors in the middle. And while you were building him up, if you'd have put him at defensive end, you would have had a stronger run defense because he's bigger, stronger, especially on the edges. And then he has a little bend to him. He would have been more effective to you that way. And then when he became a junior, then I would have put him in the middle because he'd have had the side. I'd have did a combo. I'd have put him in the middle, but put him on the edge too and do it that way. I just see, this is what I see with Brandon Davis Swain. When we go back and look at it a few years from now, I see him as an All-American his junior and senior year. I hear what I'm saying. His senior year for sure, I see him an All-American because he's going to have the size and everything. You know, the guy was Mr. Michigan in football. That's not no easy. That ain't easy at all. And now what you've told him, you had this guy put on 30, 40 pounds, man. And then you're dealing with grown men and he's getting double teamed. So it's hard to be an impact player with that, but he still showed great signs when it pertained to put in there. But I think you would have got more out of him if you'd have put him on defensive end. And then what I'll also say, his mentality. He was a young man amongst all those other men who were there who was stealing money, who made $800,000, and all he did was sit there and ate. He ate. They made babies and they had a good time. So that reminds me of somebody who was on welfare. He got his check and he cashed it. And I ain't mad at him. BWatts, I'm not mad at him. If you want to cash your check, bro, the farmers are doing it right now. We gave them subsidies, so they getting welfare. The billionaires getting welfare check. So Otis deserve a check too. But my point is, he wouldn't have got it from me. Not in a million years. But that's why I say Brandon Davis Swain, and I would also say Bayard. And I say that is because what they represent for the University of Colorado, I think they were great examples. I think their upsides are tremendous, and you can create culture with those two type players. That's my answer, B. Watts.
Okay.
With the people in the chat, put down their two people that they think they would like to keep on the Colorado Buffaloes. Please put it in the chat if you don't mind.
All right, Steve. The next question I got for you is, what position group that Coach Prime will be easy to get the same service or better production out of the transfer portal?
People are gonna be like, "Oh no, I can't believe he said this one here." I'm gonna tell you, wide receiver. I can go right now at wide receiver, and for me not bringing anybody else in, I can still get the same production because I can tell you what, we got some hungry guys in that room right now. We got some hungry guys in that room. Y'all gonna be surprised. Mathis, if he stays, Mathis is gonna have an outstanding season as far as productivity, being a controlled receiver. You also got Q for six. Q for six was a freshman and weighed probably 140 pounds. And
Yeah.
he was tough as nails. He didn't make the big play like some of us thought he would do, but his effort, he's learning. And the more and the dangerous part of this one here, him and Farrakhan is now with a guy who was all world when Marion was a bad boy receiver. Marion was a bad boy. So they're gonna add on to what Phillips taught him with Marion. So I think with those, it's gonna be an outstanding opportunity for them to grow. And then you have the freshmen coming in. So I'm looking at, and I ain't said JoJo yet, and then Hakeem. Y'all gonna be surprised. Hakeem is a very physical receiver, and he can get out there with his blocking and the way they run and the way you're absolutely correct. Timmons is gonna, if Timmons come back, he'll be that person to go from there. So all I'm telling folks is this one here. You don't need superstars at receivers, because once you start getting superstars and everybody think that they all world, they don't do the simple things like blocking. If one person on that team would have blocked and not got those penalties, see, you would have 6 wins this year.
Yeah.
Because I've seen plays and two plays in almost every game that person got a holding call or he didn't block that could have changed the whole complex of that game, because your boy Salter would have had touchdown because he had nothing but green grass in front of him. So all I'm saying is this one here: you get me an offensive now that's going to run the ball, and now hey folks, they're running routes now. So you don't have to be a superstar to run routes. You just have to be competent. And right now, they're going to have some competent receivers. That's what I would do, BWatts. And then you can go in the portal, and I can go in there with the relationship. If you get that young man that they had at Sacramento State, that receiver that got over 1,000 yards, 1,200 yards, he come there. Hey, those yards get replaced in no time. So you get that, you'll get a physical team, and then this is what you won't have. I think O is gonna embarrass a whole lot of people, because O is gonna show out. O is gonna go somewhere and he's gonna put up big numbers.
He sure will.
But BWatts, this is the problem. O got complacent at Colorado. O was happy being in the Temptations, and he didn't have David Ruffin in him. David Ruffin wanted to be the head of the Temptations. O is just happy being a member. You need somebody who wants to be the man. And that wasn't the case. And it goes with personality. It goes with how people personality is and stuff. Oh, just cool and laid back. But sometimes when you got a receiver, you need somebody who's telling you, this is my show, this is my house, and I'm gonna run it. And with O, you didn't get that. So hopefully you'll get that in the room and you'll go from there. But that's who I picked, BWatts. People in the chat, please tell us which room you think would be the easiest room to replace for the Colorado Buffaloes with production. Please put it in the chat for us. We appreciate it.
All right, I got one more question for you. Got two more, really. Which coach on the staff is the best recruiter on the defensive side of the ball?
Man, people gonna be looking crazy on this one here.
Oh, I already
Let's
know
get
who it is.
let's give Coach Hart some let's give Coach Hart his flowers. Let's
Yeah.
give him his flowers. Coach on the defensive side, ain't nobody touch Coach Hart.
Yeah.
Coach Hart got some. Coach Hart then put, and I'm gonna even tell you when Coach Hart got that linebacker last year, your boy. I'm sad to see him go when he left. Your boy from Georgia. Yes, sir. He was a bad boy, and he's gonna go somewhere, and he's gonna end up and have a fantastic college career. I applaud that young man.
Walker.
Yes, I applaud him. I wish him the best. He's gonna be awesome, but he's a talent. And now you bringing in Crawford and you bring in Colton. Oh my goodness. Man, he bringing in three. He done brought in three. And you can say whatever you want to. The highest graded players for Colorado. Hart did an outstanding job. If you would have had somebody who was in the defensive line who recruited somebody, we might have somebody. How is it that the one everybody want to get rid of can bring in the most talent, and then the ones who wearing a silver jacket, we losing talent? Man, make this make sense, man. but we can go to some beauty pageants. Man, you better get some kids there. You better get some beauty kids up there so they can play. Or Coach Brian gonna be at that unemployment office with everybody else, gonna be like, we'll work for food because you won't have a job with that foolishness.
Yeah.
Back to you, BWatts.
Yeah, but when you look at on the defensive side of the ball, it's a lot of man. They gotta replace the whole defensive side of the ball, huh? Ain't nobody left.
I have never seen nothing like that in my life.
I ain't either, man. All of them.
You would have thought they were doing drug testing, or they told them, hey, it reminds me when I saw Life. I was watching Life, and they pulled, and the man came and said, "Who baby is this?" And it's my baby, Pat. It's my baby, boss. I'm the pappy of that baby. All the people on the defensive line say, "I'm leaving, boss."
Yeah. I ain't never seen that.
I have never, and this is the worst part.
They still gonna have DJ McKinney, right?
It's relationship. The pappy, boss. It's relationships. It lets me know if you had relationships with those guys, some of them are gonna leave because they deserve to leave. This is the way college football is gonna go for a little while, people. So please don't get in your feelings. These players, and this is why a lot of people are gonna come to Colorado. People are gonna come to Colorado because they can have one good year. And when they had a one good year, now I can go sell myself. Now I can go get on the auction line, sell myself, and now I'm gonna get more money. You can double your income. I'll take this coming to Colorado because I know I'm gonna get playing time. Something I give Coach Prime credit for. If you come to Colorado and you do what you're supposed to do, you're gonna get on the field. It's your job to perform. So he put you on he put freshmen on the field. Which if you go to Georgia, if you're not no 5-star in all world, you ain't getting on that field. Not in Georgia, Alabama. You're not getting on that field. The ones that get on that field, you see 5-star, star. If you're not that, or you a high 4-star, but your talent is at a level that's like, man, this guy better than the seniors. You just don't get on there. So all I'm telling you is this one here, BWatts. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting, and I want to see which one they let go, because I can't imagine you kept all three of those defensive line coaches and you don't have nobody on the defensive line. Come on, folks. Come on, folks. Come on, folks. You would think it was a scandal. You would think something, because I've never seen that before. I have never seen that before. Never.
Yeah, I ain't either.
Ever.
I ain't either, man. I mean, nobody on defensive line. Not one. Nobody but Mary. They holding it, got to crawl my finger so he stay. You know? So, my last question. If you were Coach Prime, how would you build a team on a $26 million budget? How?
Okay.
When everybody else spending more.
BWatts, if it's me and I'm Coach Prime with that, the first thing I'm going to do is this one here. I got a budget. And with that budget, I'm gonna go, I say 26 million, you say 26 million, whatever the case may be. Now I'm going every position. What am I willing to pay for these positions? Because it ain't like people, y'all need to realize when you have a budget means you're only allotted to pay X amount of money and spend X amount of money. You can't go, well, I can give them anything that, no, it don't work like that. Because if you do that, you're going to have 4 players. And then when you have 4 players, how you going to get on the field? So all I'm saying is this one here. I'm going to go and I'm going to put what I'm willing to pay for each position. That's the first thing. You got to have it so everything adds up, and then you have a little money on the side, because you're going to have some people and you're going to have certain situations where you might have to pay a little bit more, but you will have the money. So I always put quarterback as my probably going to be my most highest paid player. Is going to be my quarterback. My left tackle going to be probably my second highest paid, depending on what I'm doing. Now, my defensive tackle or defensive end could be one of my most highest paid players also. Those are high paid positions. People looking, and then I'm going to pay my linebacker. People like, well, what about your cornerbacks? If I got a dominant defensive line and a outstanding linebacker, I could have RJ Johnson back there cornerback, which is a very good cornerback, and he just be competent, put him in zone and put pressure on the quarterback and have that linebacker take care of that middle, and I'm gonna be successful and I'll save money. But what I'm not going to do is pay money for receivers. Receivers going to get some money, but they're not going to be, I'm not getting them 15, 16 receivers we see, and each one of them coming in there and you spend, not going to be me. I'm not doing that, because my money goes to, we're going to run the football. The receivers you got right now are outstanding. I love what you have right now, but I'm not going, I'll bring in 1 or 2 more because you'll have injuries and stuff like that. But I'm not getting a receiver that I'm going to spend $500,000-$600,000 for. I'm not, because it makes no sense. I need a young man who's going to come in there, who's going to block, and when when the ball comes their way, they're going to catch it. That's all I need. And when they catch the touchdown, get a ball to the referee and get back to the sideline. That's all I need. You've been there before because you're going back again. So to build it, that's the first thing I'm doing. Next thing I'm going to do is go get competent guys who can recruit. Now, when we're going recruiting, this is something I need to look at. I'm looking at a couple things, BWatts. I'm looking at how many times that person hit the portal. I'm looking at what the family, the mother and the father are saying pertaining to how much money. And if it's all about money, I don't want you. I want you to get paid. But if all you talking about is money, your focus ain't going to be on football. I need people who are going to be focused on football but want to get paid. So when it comes to talking with these kids and their parents, we're going to talk about football, and the ones that don't, those are people I'm like, skim it. And the next thing is this one here. Let's quit looking at stars. If it's me, BWatts, I'm going down for certain players. I'm going down to the FCS and all those things. I'm going down a division when it pertains to football. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to get those players who are all Americans and who are the best player in their position. For example, if you got a receiver down there, they got 4 or 5 teams down there. South Dakota, I'll give you an example. South Dakota State got a receiver and a free safety. That was all conference and everything else for that. Those are the type of players I would go get to make sure that they can compete to start, but they're going to be my backups. Now I got experienced people who have played and who also have put up numbers that can come and fulfill spots for my team. Now, for my starting positions, for my position to be starting, I'm looking at people like Chrysler and McGill. I'm going to the teams like Memphis and those type teams, and Illinois, Rutgers, and stuff like that. I'm looking at their offensive line, and I'm finding the players that played 2 or 3 years, and those players were honorable mention for their conference. Those are the players I'll go and pay them a little bit more, but they have to have numbers. Now, after I do that, BWatts, then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna be a little tricky on this one here. Backup quarterback. I would look at Ponder. I'm gonna get Ponder an opportunity, but I'm still bringing in that quarterback from Sacramento State. And the reason why, if something happens to Juju, Coach Prime can't go for and 8 or nothing like that. He has to get 6 wins. So I know for sure if I get that boy for Sacramento State, a quarterback that's been there before and understands that process, and he could run too. Because look at it at look at in our conference, running quarterbacks killed us.
Yeah.
So if you can run the ball, and control that clock, and your defense is decent, you can win football games. So that's what I would do, because Coach Prime has to win 6 games, and I need somebody, an insurance blanket for Juju, because if something happens to Juju, Ponder and that boy for Sacramento State, the quarterback, would be my ones to say, hey, that would be my life blanket. But what I wouldn't do, I wouldn't bring in nobody like you did this year, a Salter type person, a high end. I wouldn't do that. I'll bring in somebody that's very good, that ensure me, just like Arizona State did with Jeff Sims. Jeff Sims had his blemishes, but Jeff Sims was good enough to win you a few games to keep you relevant and to get them to a bowl game. That's one thing I'll do. The next thing I'll do is this, BWatts. This is the most important thing that Colorado needs to do. The coaches need to coach and show love to those players. You need to be teaching, because if it's true that they don't watch film, all of them need to be released. Because why are we watching motivational tapes, and we need to be watching what we need to be doing in those rooms? Because you can watch the game. Because what's so funny is this, BWatts. How is it that if you watch the Houston game, those Houston DBs were beating the receivers to the balls? Those bubbles, they were lighting them up because they watch film. They watch film, and they watched that film, and they were prepared. You watch us. We do the same old thing. 3rd and 18. Our defense cooking. 3rd and 18. Robert Livingston get all linebackers. He put them on the edges, the middle of the field wide open. You got my boy Stoudemire that's 20 yards back. And as soon as they hike the ball, Stoudemire and them going backwards instead of going forward. Ain't nobody behind you, dog. They need 3rd and 18. What are we doing? You need to be up there at the 10-yard line. So, and we got beat too many times doing that. I want competent coaches. I want coaches that coach these kids, that have these kids prepared. And the next thing, I don't ever want to hear a coach telling me, you got to watch 10 hours of tape. They watch 10 hours of porn more than that. So what are we talking about? And you got to watch 10 hours of tape. Come on, folks. You should be watching every day. Those kids should be doing 2 hours or an hour and 30 minutes of tape. Yeah, not only just watching, those coaches should be with them. They should be having a Zoom. They should be having a Zoom with those coaches or GAs or whatever, and they should be in groups, and they should be going over an hour and 30 minutes and say, hey, or I'll put it 45 minutes and going over stuff to keep it in their head. So when they come to practice the next day, their speed, they're doing, they're not walking around looking. So that's the type of things I do, BWatts, if it's me. Back to you.
That's a good point there, huh? Want to appreciate for tonight's show. Appreciate the chat. Thank y'all for participating and showing up. I'm telling y'all, one of the best. Wishing each one of you a happy holidays. Won't be no live show tomorrow nor Thursday, but I'll be dropping videos, and want to thank Uncle Steve and wish him and his family happy holidays and a Merry Christmas. Uncle Steve, give us your last word, and we out of here, big dog.
BWatts, this time of the year is a special time of the year. It has the best music ever. I'm going to be listening to The Temptations. I'm going to listen to Chris Brown this Christmas. I'm going to be listening to all the Mariah Carey. I just love this time of year, man. It's so joyous. The food is fantastic. The people are beautiful. They got smiles on their face. And I want to wish y'all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from the BWatts and Uncle Steve.
That's
Merry Christmas.
Merry
from the
Christmas.
BWatts show.
All right, have a good one, man.
Enjoy.
Yes, sir.
Are you practicing to practice, or you practicing to be great?
Which way am I going?